The sudden grip on my arm was so tight that it stopped the laughter in my throat before I could even finish my drink. My wife leaned into my shoulder and whispered that I must keep smiling and look straight ahead because our world was falling apart. She had just discovered a terrible secret that would transform our beautiful family celebration into a complete, irreversible nightmare. My name is Clinton Sterling, and I spent 40 long years building a massive logistics empire that provided an incredibly luxurious life for all my relatives. That evening was supposed to be the absolute pinnacle of my career as I prepared to step down and hand the entire operation over to the next generation. I genuinely believed that my wealth bought happiness and absolute security for everyone around me. My wife Clara had been my steady anchor through every stressful corporate battle we faced over the years. We raised our son Preston to appreciate the value of dedication, while my younger brother Raymond always held a comfortable executive position at my right hand. I trusted both of them with every bank account, every corporate secret, and every single piece of my heart without a single doubt or hesitation, assuming our bond was unbreakable. The grand ballroom was filled with bright music and expensive champagne to honor my official retirement announcement. Clara had walked toward the quiet balcony to catch her breath when she inadvertently overheard Raymond and Preston discussing the transition details in the shadows. Their muffled words revealed a malicious plot to completely strip away my remaining shares and liquidate the entire foundation of the company, leaving me completely penniless and discarded. As Clara quietly related the shocking details of their conversation to me, my chest tightened and breathing became incredibly difficult. The two men I loved and trusted most were planning to accuse me of financial mismanagement to force me out immediately. They wanted to sell the family heritage to a ruthless competitor the exact moment I signed the final retirement papers that night, destroying my life work for quick cash. I looked across the crowded room and saw Preston laughing with some wealthy investors while Raymond raised his glass toward me. The immense deception felt like a physical blow that left me reeling amidst the cheerful noise of the party. I knew I had to maintain my composure for a few more minutes while I formulated a swift plan to address this ultimate betrayal. Clara squeezed my hand tightly and reminded me that the final legal documents were still sitting inside my private office upstairs. The treacherous duo did not realize that their entire plan depended on my signature on a specific transfer deed. If I refused to sign that document, their elaborate trap would instantly snap shut on their own heads instead of mine, turning the tables completely. I quietly excused myself from the well-wishers and walked toward the grand staircase. With a heavy heart but a clear mind, Raymond noticed my sudden departure and nudged Preston, signaling that it was time to finalize their deceptive victory. They followed me into the quiet sanctuary of my study, smiling like predators who believed that their prey was completely unaware of the danger, completely oblivious to the storm that was coming. They closed the heavy oak door behind them and Raymond presented the final contract with an artificial, practiced grin. He told me that this document would forever solidify the beautiful legacy that we built together over the long decades. Preston added that he was eager to take the reins and make me proud of the future directions of our business, acting like the perfect, loving son. I looked at the heavy gold pen in my hand and then stared directly into the eyes of my only son. I asked him if the millions from the competitor would truly satisfy his hunger for power and wealth. The color drained from his face instantly, and Raymond stepped forward to stammer a weak defense that fell flat in the silent room, realization dawning on them that they were caught. I opened the desk drawer and pulled out the secret financial records that proved Raymond had been embezzling funds for years to cover his personal gambling debts. Preston realized that his uncle had manipulated him into this betrayal by using false promises and manufactured lies. The grand illusion dissolved completely as the two conspirators began to argue bitterly right in front of my desk. Instead of signing the retirement transfer, I calmly tore the legal documents into small pieces and dropped them into the wastebasket. I informed Raymond that security was already clearing out his executive suite, and the police would receive the embezzlement evidence tomorrow morning. Preston fell to his knees and begged for forgiveness, realizing that he had thrown away his entire future for a worthless lie, weeping openly at my feet. The confrontation ended not with an explosion of anger, but with a profound and heavy silence that echoed through the room. I told Preston that he would have to earn his way back into this family from the very bottom of the ladder. They left the office in total disgrace, leaving me alone with the ruins of what I thought was a perfect family empire. Clara entered the room a few moments later and wrapped her arms around me as the music finally faded downstairs. We stood together at the window, watching the confused guests depart into the dark night as the celebration abruptly concluded. The empire was safe, but the cost of that safety was a broken family dynamic that would require years to heal, leaving a scar that time might never fully erase. That fateful night taught me that the truest measure of success is not found in corporate achievements or massive bank balances. True wealth lives in the loyalty and honesty of the people who stand beside you when the lights go down. I lost a business partner and almost lost a son, but I gained a clear vision of what actually matters in this fragile life.